Well, your boy CM Punk is finally, once again, a world champion. He has finally been able to hold on to the title for longer than 5 minutes tonight. CM Punk is your new world heavyweight champion. Also, Cody Rhodes had to cheat to defeat Drew McIntyre. We also got Jade Cargill as your new WWE Women's Champion. And Dominic Mysterio retaining because of shenanigans and his Dominic Mysterio, and we knew he was going to retain. But let's talk about everything that happened on this show, man. Appreciate everyone that showed up to the live stream on Twitch and YouTube. We appreciate y'all for showing up. So let's get right into what transpired on this show. So first things first, they started off the show with, in my opinion, the best match of the night. There's only 4 matches on the card, and this match was actually pretty good. It's Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes, but the stipulation is if Cody cheats or gets counted out, he still loses the title. No champion's advantage. And right off the bat, Drew is trying to essentially get Cody to cheat or get Cody to get upset. Like he's playing mind games. At one point, he pushes Cody into the ref and tries to bait the ref into saying, look, he tried to hit you, disqualify him. He's doing everything he can to get him upset. He rolls out the ring. He wants him to chase after him. Come on out the ring. Get yourself disqualified. He's doing everything he can. And I like the psychological warfare mentally that he's trying to do, because he knows he has an advantage here. All he has to do is rage bait him to the point where he cheats or he gets disqualified. At one point, he's stomping a mud hole into Drew and attacking him. And, you got to stop before the 5 count or you get disqualified. And the ref is like trying to get him to calm down. He shoves away the ref, and the ref's trying to give a little bit of discretion there. So I like that. But at every turn, Drew's able to capitalize off that because he's getting into his head. At one point, I was not expecting this spot. Drew ends up launching Cody from the ring essentially to the announce table. It was a crazy spot out of nowhere. And then basically the ref is counting to 10. And if Cody doesn't get back in the ring, he loses the title. He barely makes it back into the ring, which actually it was a spot that I wasn't expecting. Him crashing through the table like that. And, pretty much, he was out for almost the whole 10 count. It was actually pretty dope. It brought an extra layer of, suspense to the match. But ultimately, we get to the obligatory referee spot. The ref was always kind of in the way in this match. So they have him in one side of the ring by the turnbuckle. You can tell it's about to happen. The ref ends up getting mushed by both Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. So now he's incapacitated. So Drew sees this. He goes out the ring and he basically gets the WWE Championship, and he's going to use it as a weapon. But Cody sees this. He stops him from being able to use it as a weapon. And then the championship is on the ring, on the ring mat. Referee is still down. He looks at the referee and he basically gives Drew McIntyre a DDT onto the WWE Championship. Then he gets rid of the evidence, throws it out the ring. As the ref comes to, he hits Drew McIntyre with the crossroads for the 1, 2, and the 3. And Cody cheated, ladies and gentlemen, to win the match. It's reminiscent of what he did with Kevin Owens. Granted, the same thing Kevin Owens did, Drew did. He brought the title in. So he brought it in himself to use it, but ultimately it backfired and it got used on him. But this was different. This was a different situation because, he cheated, and if the ref would have saw that, he would have technically lost the match and lost the title. I do like that. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that Cody didn't go out there and say, you know what? I don't want to win this way. No, I'm glad he took advantage of the situation. And hopefully he does more of that. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to turn someone heel to make them more believable as a character, as a human being. If you put this put me in a situation where I can lose the title off of cheating, but then you try to cheat yourself while the ref doesn't see it, and I'm able to take advantage of it, no qualms here. I'm hitting you with a DDT on the title and then getting rid of the evidence. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here. I'm sure Drew's going to feel some type of way. What will Nick Aldis have to say? Obviously, we all seen what happened. What will Cody have to say in regards to that? So I really enjoyed this match. In my opinion, this was the best match of the night. So ultimately, Cody still retains, and Drew McIntyre, we don't know where they go from this. I'm sure they will extend this going forward, but we'll see how that plays out. Favorite match of the night for me personally. Next, we have Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's WWE Championship. And before the match started, I want to say, what's his name? Nick Aldis. I don't know why I get them mixed up. Nick Aldis was talking to Tiffany. He's like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to continue this? Go out there because, you're not at 100%. Jade has already attacked her knee, so she's not at 100%. But she's like, no, I hear what you're saying, but I don't care. I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to be a fighting champion, and I'm going to, I'm going to beat Jade once again, essentially. So she goes out there. We clearly know she's not 100%. She goes out there. Jade's already out there. They start the match. And the majority of this match is really just Jade dominating her. It is. Now, you can say it's off the story of, well, Tiffany's not at 100%. I get that. But the way this match flowed, Tiffany had some offense here and there, but not enough where it was like a true back and forth. It wasn't until they got to the steel step spot where she was able to reverse it and have Jade essentially fall face first into the steel steps. That's when things kind of swayed a little bit into Tiffany's favor. But for the most part, she was getting hit with power moves, packed up, clothesline. She wasn't really effective, and I wouldn't even say it was so much of the knee being the main focus of why she's not as effective as she normally would be. It was just she was getting packed up. She was. And Jade ultimately hits her finisher 1, 2, 3. And it happened so quick. Like the finish came so quick. It was like no real build to it. It was just, how matches have a general crescendo. There was no crescendo. It was, she hits a finisher. I'm thinking Tiffany's going to kick out, right? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Over. And we have a new WWE Women's Champion. Now, I don't have a problem with them doing that. It's just the match itself just felt like there was no finish. It's just they started the match. Jade got pretty much majority of the offense. A little bit of comeback from Tiffany, but it wasn't enough. And Tiffany ends up losing just like that. Considering she's only lost once in like how long? Had like 200 and something plus day title reign, and that's it. It just felt anticlimactic. I'm okay with her winning, but it definitely felt anticlimactic. Don't know where they go with this. Maybe we get a rematch at some point. The only problem with this is, yes, Jade has the title. That's cool, but there's no division. There's literally only Tiffany and Nia. Everybody else is doing other stuff. Everybody else is either in the tag team division, and that ain't much, or in the mid-card division, and that ain't much. So maybe if these other ladies weren't fighting for a mid-card title or the tag team titles, women's tag team titles, maybe you can have some fresh opponents. But for the most part, that's it. So it's going to either be Tiffany or Nia that they feud with. And how many times have we seen Nia and Jade feud? How many times have we now seen Tiffany and Jade feud? The only time things will really get interesting, in my opinion, they add more people to the SmackDown roster, well, on the women's side, and whenever Bianca comes back. But we got to wait for that. So ultimately, it was okay. I'm cool with the finish. It's just the ending was kind of anticlimactic for me personally. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about the ending of the match. Next, we got to talk about the triple threat match between Dominik, Mysterio, what's his name, Rusev, and Penta. And this was actually a fun match. This was a pretty fun match. Dominik was getting his ass whooped majority of the match. They even started off the match with Ray and Penta just stumping him out until they started turning on each other. The majority of the matches, Penta and Rusev going at each other, and then packing up Dominik. And Dominik trying to weasel his way to get a win here. I thought they were going to have the Americanos come out there and assist, but no. Dominik was able to win, kind of outsmarting these guys. At one point in the match, this was pretty funny. Dominik forgetting that there's no disqualification as the ref is checking on Penta. Dominik comes into the ring and throws a chair at Rusev, right? And then he does the infamous Eddie spot where he's selling like he got hurt from being attacked with the steel chair from the opponent. But the ref looks at it and was like, bro, it's no DQ, so this is legal. So then Rusev smiles and starts hitting Dominik with the steel chair. I thought that was funny. That was actually a pretty funny moment. I actually enjoyed that. So, towards the end of the match, Rusev has Penta in the, I believe it's called the accolade, his submission hold. And it looks like Penta's about to tap, but he doesn't tap, and you hear the bell ring. Somebody rung the bell as if he won. Rusev thinks he's won. The ref is like, no, I didn't ring signal for the bell. You turn to the camera, and you see Dominik distracting Rusev and ringing the bell as if he won. So he goes out to the timekeeper's area. Mind you, he still has the hammer in his hand. Goes to the timekeeper's area. And he, beats up on Dom, throws him to the ring post, throws him back into the ring. And then that's when I want to say Penta is able to dispatch of Rusev for a little bit. And then he's able to stop Dominik from getting the actual bell that they use, the hammer that they use to ring the bell for the matches and stuff. Ultimately, it ends in a situation where Penta has the hammer and he swings at Dominik. He misses and he ends up hitting Rusev square in the face. Then Dominik throws Penta into the ring post, out the ring. Dominik goes up top, hits the splash on Rusev, and Dominik gets the 1, 2, 3 and retains the Intercontinental Championship, which I think a lot of us expected. But I was expecting the Americanos to get involved and help, but he actually outsmarted all of his opponents. He used his brain, and he was able to ultimately win. So I'm not mad at that. I know some people may be tired of it. I personally am not. I think we're going to get to that point, hopefully, sometime soon, of when Finn Balor actually cost Dominik the IC title. So, but overall, this was a fun match. It was okay. I still preferred the Cody versus Drew as my favorite match, but this is a close second. It was actually pretty fun. Next, we got to talk about the major announcement to find out who's going to be John Cena's final opponent. They're going to have a tournament between, I think they said it's a 16-person tournament, 16-man tournament between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and maybe some people outside of WWE, which really got a lot of people in our chat, like their eyes kind of lit up for that, like outside of WWE. So it's going to be a possibility of multiple people from multiple different brands and some that's not a part of WWE to be able to get in on this tournament to see who's going to be John Cena's final opponent. I actually like this idea. I think this is actually pretty dope. It gives people who don't really know too much about the NXT stars, it gives them a chance to really flourish in this. Hopefully they have Obafemi, and maybe he's one of the the league competitors to make it out of NXT to face somebody from Raw or SmackDown or some other brand. I think that would be cool. Like, it's giving other people that spotlight and shine an opportunity to be a part of this. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to play out. This is probably one of the cooler things they've done for John Cena's retirement run this year, and I'm very interested to see how it's going to play out over these next few weeks. So we will see how this goes. But y'all comment down below, let me know who do y'all think is going to be in the tournament, or who would y'all like to see win the tournament. So, and last but not least, we got to talk about, obviously, the main event, Jey Uso versus CM Punk, to see who's going to be the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion since the championship has been vacated. Well, I will say this. This match, I was expecting a little bit more, but it was kind of middle of the road. It wasn't a bad match by any means. I think this is a match that you could have seen on Monday Night Raw, and it probably would have had the same type of effect. It wasn't bad, but it was one of those where it kind of gave me just middle of the road. It's not a match that I would go back to watch in its entirety. I would probably maybe want to check out the last 5 minutes, because that's where the match really kicked up. The last 5 minutes of this match was actually pretty intense. They're trading finishers. Got the obligatory Jey runs into CM Punk into the barricade by the timekeeper spot. We got that going on. We also got them, like I said, trading finishers. Jey ends up hitting CM Punk with the GTS. CM Punk no-sells the GTS and then hits Jey with a horrendously ugly looking spear. I thought that was pretty funny. Well, not funny. The spear did look kind of bad, but it was how that all transpired. But ultimately, what it came down to is GTS spam. I don't know how many times Jey has got hit with GTSs, but he got hit with multiple GTSs. He got hit with the double combo GTS where he hits a person with the GTS, they stumble off the ropes and fall onto his shoulders again to get hit with another GTS the same way he did with Seth Rollins. And this time he got the 1, 2, and the 3. And your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion is CM Punk. No one is there to cash in on him. No spear from Braun Breaker. No tsunami from Bronson Reed. He actually left the night. Well, he actually was able to end the show still holding the title intact. They gave him pyro and everything. And it was a cool moment. He got a huge pop when he did win. You see Jey kind of sitting in the back as he's looking up at CM Punk celebrate with the pyro going off. If anything, this has to be some type of character switch with Jey going forward, and I'm interested in that. I know a lot of y'all were so happy and praying to the God above, like you were so glad that Jey didn't win. I saw it all in the chat, like I prayed for this that Jey didn't win. So I know some of y'all are happy, but overall the match to me was kind of middle of the road. It picked up the last 5 minutes. Very entertaining, obviously because of the false finishes and stuff. But CM Punk is your new World Heavyweight Champion. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with him. And at some point, we know Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they're going to have their eyes. They're going to have their sights set on CM Punk very soon. Probably as soon as maybe Monday, this upcoming Monday Night Raw. So we will see. But I'm okay with CM Punk winning here. Question becomes, what do they do with Jey? Do they still have him come out there being the same old happy guy to yeet all over the place, or do they actually pull the trigger and actually have him change his character a bit? Because taking a loss like that could definitely change a person. But overall, the show was okay. It was a middle of the road show, only 4 matches. The best thing about this is probably the better Saturday night main event that we've had, only because in the sense of no commercials. I like that. So while it was middle of the road, it still was no commercials. Every match played through with no commercial breaks. That's why I say it's one of the better ones from that aspect. From a viewing experience while watching at home, it was better because we weren't riddled with commercials because it was a Peacock exclusive. I like that. So if John Cena's retirement match, which is going to be happening as next Saturday night's main event, is going to be like this, I'm all for it. I was just always concerned it was going to be riddled with commercials, and it's not. So they're going to give them time. I can appreciate that. So overall, middle of the road show. Great there was no commercials. Drew versus CODY was the best match for me in the entire night. So comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite match, what was your least favorite match, and did you guys enjoy the show? Would you rate the show on a scale of 1 to 10? I appreciate all love, support. Road to 200K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.